Jesus is speaking with his disciples. Do not let your hearts be troubled. Trust in God. Trust also in me. In my Father's house are many rooms. If it were not so, I would have told you. I'm going there to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come back and take you to be with me, that you also may be where I am. You know the way to the place where I am going. But Thomas said to him, Lord, we don't know where you're going, so how can we know the way? I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. If you really knew me, you would know my Father as well. From now on, you do know him and have seen him. But Philip said, Lord, show us the Father, and that'll be enough. Don't you know me, Philip? Even after I've been among you such a long time. Anyone who has seen me has seen the Father. How can you say, show us the Father? Do you not believe I am in the Father and that he is in me? The words I say to you are not my own. Rather, it is the Father living in me who is doing his work. Believe me when I say that I am in the Father and the Father is in me, or at least believe on the evidence of the miracles themselves. Verily I say unto you, anyone who has faith in me will do what I have been doing. He will do greater things than these that I have done, because I am going to the Father. I will do whatever you ask in my name, so that the Son may bring glory to the Father. Ask anything in my name, I will do it. Word from the Lord in the house of the Lord. Mothers are the source of a lot of knowledge and wisdom that we gather. And they're the source of forward thinking. Like they talk about healing, spiritual healing. You know, if you fall out of that tree and break a leg, don't come running to me. The kid on the bicycle who rode by and said, look, Ma, one hand. Rode by again and said, look, Ma, no hands. Came back and said, look, Ma, no teeth. We love to make jokes about moms because they're easy, because they love it when we talk about them, when we think about them, when we embrace who they are. And they bring us so much knowledge. And they teach us the basics that we need to know. I love the story of this teacher of young children who asked them to write down the 7 wonders of the world. Now, when I remember the 7 worlds of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, but our kids, they don't know about Rhodes, the Colossus at Rhodes. Was this huge statue that spanned the Dardanelles. And they don't know about the pyramid at Cheops, and they don't know about the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. I was there. So she had the children write down the 7 wonders of the world. And then they were reading them off, and one little girl was having trouble finishing her paper. And the kids had written down things like the Empire State Building and the Superdome and Grand Canyon and things that they really knew about. And one little girl was having a tough time. And she said, I can't figure it out exactly because there are so many wonders in our world. And the teacher said, well, read yours and maybe we can help you finish your list. And she said, well, the 7 wonders of the world are to see, to hear, to touch, to feel, to love. The wonders of the world are not things. The wonders of the world are not events. The wonders of the world are not that whichever way you like to look at creation, that took 1,000,000 years to dig a Grand Canyon? We don't know. The wonders of the world are what we learn from each other. The wonders of the world are simple things. The things that touch our hearts, the things that touch our whole being. Jesus said to his disciples, listen to what I tell you. I go to be with my Father so that there's a place for you to ultimately come. In my house there will be many rooms. Everybody gets one. I grew up with 3 older brothers and a sister. And I always, when I heard that passage, I always thought, I'm going to get my own room. I finally got my own room. I did like most youngest in the family do. We just outweighed them. After they all go away, I had my own room. The wonders of the world come to us through the love that we have with each other. And our first example of love is when you hold that baby and forget the pain. If you mothers could remember pain, there would only be one child in every family. Somebody said that having a kidney stone is just like having a baby. Kidney stone's got to be a lot worse because we don't ever want to do that again. Ever. No. Speaking of that, Ray Gardner's in a hospital with probable kidney stones, but we're not sure. That wasn't part of the sermon. That's just an aside. But isn't it ironic sometimes that what gives us the greatest pleasure are the simplest things? What gives us what touches our lives so perfectly are little things. I bought my wife some really terrible presents in 60 years of being married. And every once in a while I do it right. And it's because I said something or I did something that I didn't even notice that I had done, but it was the right thing. And that's what God does in our lives. It isn't the monumental things, it isn't the humongous events in our lives that draw us closer, but it's the little things that happen in our lives that we can pause and remember that God is in our lives. God is there, and it's His presence that makes some things so special. Thomas said, how can we go where you're going because we don't know where you're going? And wasn't it, Yogi Berra who said, if you don't know where you're going, you may not know when you get there. Thomas said, how do we know how to get where you want us to be? And he simply said, I am the way. I'm the only way. And Philip said, well, give us more details. There ought to be a book. I mean, there's a lot of books written, but there ought to be a book in simple language that tells you exactly how to find salvation. But even the Bible doesn't tell you exactly. You have to be one with Christ. You have to be in Christ. You have to believe in Christ. You have to follow Christ. But what does it mean to us? It means the 7 wonders of the world. To see, to hear, to touch, to taste, to feel, to love. And there's one more, and I didn't remember it. Laugh. There it is. To laugh. Those are the 7 wonders of the world. Those are the things that make life worthwhile. Those are the things that lead us to open our hearts that Christ may enter our lives. Studying at the seminary doesn't make you any smarter. It lets you spout words that nobody understands. It lets you be pompous and important and brag about your seminary life and how close to God you can feel in chapel or at that perfect place. But unless you really feel that, it doesn't mean anything. You guys kind of went off, and there were places that are special up there that I could go to and they wouldn't be the least bit special. Because I wouldn't feel in that place. I wouldn't touch in that place. I wouldn't hear in that place. When you go home, there are places in your house that are special to you. Wherever you can get away from him sometimes, it's special. We don't always see eye to eye with each other, even those we love dearly. And we have a place to retreat from confrontation, because confrontation is never much fun. When I was younger, I liked confrontation for the makeup time after. Don't like that anymore. The love that we have for each other is based on the love that Christ has for each one of us. He walked by the lake shore and he recruited his disciples and he said, "Come with me. I will make you fishers of men. I will teach you to love each other." And on in his preaching, on and on in his lifetime, on and on in his ministry, he talked about loving one another. And you can't love one another without seeing, without hearing, without tasting, without feeling, without touching, without laughing. So the seven wonders of the world aren't big things or little things or man-made things or even God-created things. They're the little things in life that make life so special. And that's why it's easy to celebrate Mother's Day. When I really want to go back and remember a great time, went to a country school, one-room country school. It was 4 miles uphill each way. Deep snow. No, it was a mile and a quarter. But to come home on a rainy day, and all through the house, the laundry would be hanging. And it smelled good. And my mother made homemade bread. And she must have used a lot of yeast because those individual rolls would get about that high. We churned our own butter. You'd rip that bun into 3 pieces and it would still be hot right out of the oven. You take a big gob of butter and slop it on each piece, and then the butter would run down between your fingers and off the back of your hand, and you'd get it all over your face. You all had the same mother I did? That was, I can still remember how it smelled. And she's been gone for 20 years. And she was 93 when she left, so that's what makes life wonderful. It's the things that we can do for each other that make life special for each other. And mothers have the greatest opportunity to make people's lives wonderful. I had a great mother. I know all of you are great mothers. Some of you are grandmothers, but most of you are great mothers. And what do you remember? What's the smell? What's the sound? What's the flavor of back when Mom was the whole center of your universe? And it'll be touch and feel and taste and see and hear and laugh and love. Mom has to be the 8th wonder of the world. Mom has to be the source of the other 7. Jesus said, "I'm going that you might have a place." And every one of us has the hope that when we get to that special place, Mom's going to be there, and she's going to have the laundry hanging, She's going to have the biscuits made, the fresh churned butter, and I will be alive again for eternity. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. Sweet, Sweet Spirit, number 334. You stand.